What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mike It Yourself. In this week's video, I think we're gonna have a really nice, easy installation this time, but of course it never goes off without a hitch. And let me show you what I think. I'm hoping the only hitch that we have actually is. Let's check it out. Okay guys, if you watched the last video, we installed the LED light bar for the Turapak, and so that's under testing right now. We're going to continue to keep using it, see how we like it, and so on. So no real feedback on that just yet, but to further enhance it, I had mentioned wanting to do the side LEDs, so I picked up a set. Now these are not TCMT branded. This is actually a different brand, and they're relatively, decently priced. They're about 30 bucks, I think it was, for this set. And these LEDs mirror kind of that same LED type where you don't see the individual LEDs. It's more like a fluorescent bulb. Now here's the hitch on this one. It comes with zero hardware, so you have these plastic areas that you're going to be screwing into, but they don't provide you with the screws. Now that said, keep in mind, these are the ones that we had when we did that light bar, and we saw what happened to that light bar when we used these screws, right? Too big. So maybe it's a good thing they didn't give me hardware, because then I could pick my own. So what I've done is I've got my little container full of screws that I keep from other jobs and stuff like that, or whatever I find. And I've got us some screws. I don't know if these are going to be long enough. If they aren't, then I have something that's just a tad bit longer and about the same size as far as the diameter of the screws. So I got a solution for it, right? So here's why I say this may be one of the easiest installations. It is a single plug. We already have the harness because it's part of the Turapak harness, and the holes already exist. So there's the hole for the plug to get wired through, and then up underneath we have 1, 2, and actually there's a third hole there. I don't know if that is associated in any way, but we have holes that are already there. Like they're literally drilled, right? So that's even the better part, is I don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to line up or anything like that. They're already there, so either they line up or they don't. So let's find out. All right, so I've already fished this through. I did loosen up this one plate bolt just to allow me some ability to flex this. And I mean, honestly, like, I did it the hard way by only doing one. You probably want to do two, and that'll give you a ton more room. I don't think it's necessary, but your choice. Now that said, we can see if the holes are going to line up. So on that side it lines up, and on this one, oh, we have to push it forward a little bit. It looks like it's lined up there and there. Guys, I think we've got a quick win here. So pardon my headlight there, like I'm a coal miner, but it's so freaking useful. If you don't use a headlight, you don't know what you're missing out until you use it. I'm going to throw some screws in this. We'll plug it in and take a look. All right, screws are in. Let's look at the fitment here, and it fits pretty damn good. I'll be honest, I mean, it may even fit better than what the light bar did. So, and that's like, same people. Anyhow, this fits really good. I'll provide the description. I forget the name of the company. It's like HD Bubs, or I don't know, something like that. So it's from Amazon, like 30 bucks. Let me get the other one on. We'll hook them up. So hooking them up is very simple. You just use your blue plugs here and plug them in, and that's it. So you really can't mess that up. That's pretty easy. Once I do get them on, I do want to talk about the lighting itself, because there is something that you'll want to know about these lights before you go buy them. So there you go, guys. That's them installed. You see how it lights up? Like I said, it's got more of that fluorescent bulb style look to it instead of seeing the individual LEDs. I think they look good. Let's take another shot of this in the dark. So before we take a good look at these in, when it gets darker out here, just so you can see kind of the brightness associated to them and stuff like that, the one thing I want to call out about these side markers is they're truly that. They're just a simple side marker, and what I mean is they do not get brighter when you brake. They don't flash when you turn. They just light up as like a running light. There are other versions, I guess, out there that do have that additional functionality. They'll have more pins, so this is a 2-pin connection. They'll probably have like a 3 or maybe even a 4-pin connection, so that way you can do high, running, left turn, right turn. So probably like a 3-pin. Go take it back 4 because you need a ground, right? Have to math a lot sometimes in my head. So anyhow, if you want lights that do that additional functionality, these won't be the ones you want. You'll want something different, so make sure you take a good hard look at what you're ordering. I did see some reviews where folks kind of didn't pay attention and they bought these and they were like, oh hey man, like I wanted them to flash or whatever. Now that's not to say you couldn't hook these up to do the turn signal function. You'd have to do some little pin work on the main harness that you're using for your tour pack. But that said, if you do that, you got to have one and not the other. So that means that if you set it up to do flash, then you won't have a running light. So really, if you want that ability to running light, stop, and turn signal, then you're gonna have to get a different set. If you're fine with just the side marker, for me, that's all I wanted to have, is a little bit of side visibility from a light perspective, then these will work perfect for you. So just keep that in mind when you look at them. The other thing is the harness for the tour pack is also only a 2-pin connection, and that's why I said you'll have to do some pin work. And if you do get that 3 or 4-pin connector, I don't know if there's a separate harness. My guess is there probably is, that has the load balancer or whatever to keep those LEDs from being blown out or whatever from the 12-volt system. So yeah, all right, I'll stop yapping. Let's take a look at what these things look like at night. All right guys, so there you go. That's what it looks like at night. They're actually pretty bright. They're not as bright as the slim blade signals, but equally as bright as the tour pack light. Sorry, I got my regular carport light there, but yeah, that looks all right. There you go. So that's the night view. So there you go. They look amazing. I love how they look at night. You know, to me, they're bright enough. Could they be brighter? Yeah, but at a certain point, then it starts to look like a brake light or something like that. So you got to find that fine line. And to be quite honest, like, depending on who you are, that line's going to vary. So can't please everybody, right? It is what it is. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's super simple, man. 4 screws and then kind of jacking your finger up as you try to lift up on that stupid aluminum plate. But you plug and play and they work. Can't ask for anything easier than that. So I hope to see you on that next video, and until that one does post, I hope to see you in the wind.